Yo, 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 how are we going, people? How are we going? Let me just move this a little bit better. So it is an absolutely amazing day here in the beautiful Melbourne, and it is day 2 of the week, or as I always say, day 3, because, you know, I love to start my weekends or my weeks on Wednesday. Wednesday on Sunday. And then obviously tomorrow, the hump day, is Wednesday. So, you know, as you guys would know, you're starting to get into a little bit of a routine and a forecast of a lot of things as well. And a lot of the things that we're talking about, you know, as I always say, Monday's messages of strength. Today's is Tuesday's truths. And the way we're going to rock this out is going to be on a number of different platforms and a number of different occasions. So the important thing, what I really want you all to remember when we're doing these live streams is to always have, you know, a pen and paper, be present, and always wanting to take yourself to the next level, be able to grow, and so on and so forth. So most likely, if you can be in a room or be somewhere where you're not going to be getting distracted as well, I really want you guys to be able to have, you know, pen and paper, so you can, you know, write down any questions. You know, if I say any golden nuggets or anything that might change your life, which they will, then what I want you guys to do, I want you to be able to write it down and record it, because obviously, as you know, if you talk about accelerated learning, what you hear, you forget. What you see, you do. And what you actually do yourself, you understand. So what you participate in. So ask questions, play full out, and as much as I can, you know, as I'm also looking at the screen, as much as I can, I'll be able to answer your questions. If not, I'll go back once this is recorded, and I'm back in my office, and we'll, you know, we'll go and play it out. So a big thing is a lot of people, they're chasing the dreams, they're chasing goals. There's a lot of people that are wanting to obtain certain things in their life. They're wanting to be able to grow. They're wanting to have the money. They're wanting to have the woman. They're wanting to have the man. They're wanting to have, you know, all these success. They want all these things to come through. The only issue with this is that a lot of people are wanting the glamour, they're wanting the body, they're wanting the partner, they're wanting the sex, they're wanting the money, they're wanting the car, they're wanting whatever, but it actually is not their truth. And how I know this is when people lose themselves on the journey of obtaining what they desire, this is exactly what happens. You know, you see a lot of people, they want to be successful, but they lose themselves in a job because the job isn't, you know, obviously sustaining them. It isn't growing them in so many ways. You know, you see people are also, you know, we talk about, it's very big in the sporting industry, that a lot of people will lose themselves for this image, for this body. Yeah, they will put a lot of stress on their body. They will put a lot of dangerous things in their body just for the image. But what happens is, most of the time they, you know, create massive insecurities. Most of the times they, you know, they create more damage than good. And I'm talking about physically, mentally, and spiritually. And a lot of the other things that, you know, you see with a lot of people, even in relationships, that, you know, a lot of people that will be a broken half and then they go with another broken half. So then you have these 2 broken halves. And the issue with that is as well, it comes down to two halves don't make a whole. And that, you know, someone would be in a relationship for certain circumstances, and the problem that they're in these relationships is they're not filling themselves up, or they will, you know, someone will give them attention and they will go with them, and then someone else will give them attention, they go with them, but at the same time they're basically really just putting themselves in a bad place and losing themselves. So what I ask you all, which is really important as well, that, you know, this is a thing that people don't really understand, is that you participate doing a job, doing 2 jobs, you know, going to the gym, you know, having these projects, being in a partner or not, having a family or not, you know, whatever you're chasing, whatever you're working towards, you need to stop. And what you need to ask yourself, you really need to dig deep and say, okay, if I break down all my life categories, why am I actually wanting to go to the gym? Why am I putting this stuff in my body? Why am I, you know, creating a business? Why am I working 2 jobs? Why am I, you know, wanting this start? And why do I want this dress? Why do I want this pair of shoes? And you start to break down all these things about living in your truth, and it really starts to go, fuck, you know what? Now I understand this. Now I understand I'm not even actually living in my truth. I'm actually chasing something which I'm losing myself in. Yeah? And you see it so many times. You see people that they will create a project, they will create a business, they will create a relationship, they will create something, and they're actually losing themselves along the way because they're not living in their truth. And you see this so many times that it's so scary that, you know, especially people when they give it away, that they will tell someone what they want to tell them, so then they can get money, they can get advantage, they can get significance. And you see these people they slip up so much, because when it comes to the crunch, when it comes down to, really saying, well, look, this is an opportunity for me to shine, this is an opportunity for me to really connect or for empower someone, they show their true colors, and it is really, really sad. So what I want you to really start to have a look at, hey Lily, hey Nath, everyone else that's on here, I just saw that pop up now. The way you live in your truth is to understand, are you finding resistance in what you're doing now? Are you enjoying your job? Are you enjoying your project? Are you enjoying your friendships? Are you enjoying your relationship? Are you enjoying your family? If not, then you really need to start aligning to your truth. You need to start aligning when, okay, there's something's not right here. Yesterday we were talking about how to manage stress, which is structure, and the positioning, having the structure of knowing enough, having a plan to position yourself to get the result. But when it comes down to, hold on a second, am I actually just doing this because it sounds good or it looks good from the outside, but does it feel good from the inside? And I'll say that again. Does it look good from the outside, but does it feel good from the inside? And that's what you really need to connect with, because I see a lot of people putting a lot of time and effort into, a project, an app, a business, a whatever, yeah? And the reason why they're not connecting with it, or they don't have the success, or they're struggling, it is because they aren't in their truth. And this is what happens when you come across a truth finder or a truth maker. Let's call them truth makers. They will force people to get into their truth, and most of the time people that live in a lie will have resistance with the truth makers. The reason why, because I remember, it was about 8 years ago, I was living in the lie. I was living in this, I wanted to be this person, I wanted to be that, and I wanted to do these things for the wrong reasons. And then I met a truth maker. And the reason why I call them a truth maker is because they will force you into your truth, because they will call you on your shit. They will really, really put you against the wall until you either have to fucking fight back to get in your truth, or otherwise these people would crush you, yeah? And I really bless this person, and I have actually found a lot of truth makers. And the reason why they it's like a vampire. You don't know someone's a vampire until you put a cross in front of them, and once you've got the cross in front of them, you see them, they get exposed, or you put the holy water on them. And that's what I really found, is that even now that I call myself the truth and I live in my truth, there's still more truth to be found. There's still more alignment to be found. And what I've found is, when I'm around people that actually congruently want to help, or congruently can help, the great thing about that is that they even put you even more into your power. They put you more into the truth. And and that's one of the things is I find, okay, cool, I find with certain people that you can create resistance with, but it's not actually resistance, it's resistance with them and the truth, and all you are is a vehicle, or you are is a mirror. So I've experienced this lately with a few people, and I'm thinking, fuck, what am I doing wrong here that's causing this resistance? And I brought the scenario to very, very amazing minds, and some of the best minds in the world, some of the best coaches in the world, and I brought this up to them. I'm telling them, okay, this is what's happened. Then, okay, that's there, and it's non-biased. If I do something wrong, they'll be the first to let me know. And then what I've done is, thank you, Lily, I appreciate that. And then what I've done is, I've sat down and really, really been honest with myself, and I've actually looked for how I've caused the resistance. And I say this to you guys from my heart, and I say this to you with every cell of my body, that I couldn't even force it to say that, even if I wanted to make it up, that that it come from that, because it comes from the truth. It comes from, well, you're actually there to heal people. You're actually there to make them confront that and drop that facade, drop the power game, drop this lie, drop this, hey, I just want to be around people, but at the end of the day, I just want to take your money. And it really come to me is that, instead of fighting it, instead of like letting it affect you, just be there. And if people want to be healed from it, they will. If people want to see the mirror and actually see themselves see their true reflection, they will see that, but keep being the mirror. And I had this breakthrough this morning, and I went, fuck, that makes so much sense. But then what I came into perspective with as well is when you're being the truth, or when you're showing up to people, yeah, or when you're showing up to understand who you are and how you're going to get there. The amazing thing is that when you're in your truth and you're around the right people that are in their truth, wow, what a connection, what a human connection, what a high vibration, what an amazing fucking experience that was. And you know, you got people that are in their truth, and you know, they're being your truth, and they're being your mirror, and you're being their mirror, and it's just like, wow. Now this is what fucking human connection. This is human evolution. This is high vibration. Not, you know, people not working on themselves, or they're in their pain, or they're just, you know, they're opinionated, or they're pushing their thoughts and their judgment and their beliefs, and you know, they're pretending that they're showing up. Because at the end of the day, it's scary that these people that, you know, that are moving through perspectives, these people that, you know, are in their, not in their growth, or these people that are, you know, coming to that perspective of that, you know, what they're doing, they're actually becoming, they're starting to believe that they're doing the right thing. And I've been there myself. Being there isn't always the best thing to do once they realize who and what what they really are. 100%, man, 100% there, Nath. And what happened was that these people will almost live a lie, and they almost become delusional. They become delusional to the point when they've put so much energy and focus, and have been around these people that are, you know, pretty much delusional as well. And it's actually just really scary, because the thing is, you know, you can get caught up and go down to their low vibration, yeah? You can get caught up and go down to, you know, where they're at and what they're doing. And then what happens is, you can go, and then before you know it, you're focusing, like, instead of you focusing high, your standards, they drop down. And then what I started to realize then is you just kept being that mirror. You just kept being that beacon of light, and just being there. If people are going to react the right way, you can either stand for it and allow them to do whatever they need to do, or you can, you know, obviously uphold it and be able to move through that. You know, you've got options for that as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do that it's going to be able to help you grow and be able to move through different perspectives that is going to move you into being that person. But when it comes down to, you know, like Lily said, you can't heal everyone. And I was just looking at something then as well. It was quite funny. It was what I was talking about was just played out pretty much in people crossing the road. And this is what happened. If you guys sort of realized that I was distracted then, that what happened was there was a girl wanting to cross, and the guy's coming that way. He could have been the mirror for her and said, hey, don't cross because the car's going to hit you, yeah? But because he wasn't being the mirror, he was being self-centered. He didn't say anything to the girl then, and she almost crossed. But luckily at this last second, someone else was her mirror and said, hey, don't cross, and grabbed her arm, because as she went past, a motorbike went by. So, you know, that's a different, you know, it's a different experience, but it's a, you know, it's a relevant, you know, it's a relevant reconstruction. So the scary thing is about this as well, guys, is that, you know, without like looking out and talking about anyone else, let's look within and focus on ourselves. And where we can focus on ourselves is and go, what isn't feeling right? What isn't giving me fulfillment? And what normally happens is the first thing that we do is we blame others. It's this person, it's the weather, it's the stars, it's the moon, it's my football team. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. It comes down to you. That you could have the most amazing partner, you could have the most amazing, you know, live in the most amazing anything, but it comes down to your personal alignment. It comes down to your personal awareness, your personal understanding of yourself, your personal truth. Because it always happens. We're conditioned. Why aren't I happy? It's my partner. It's my coach. It's this person. It's that person. It's the sky. It's where I live. It's the day. It's the weather. At the end of the day, that all doesn't matter. It's a bonus because it's a nice weather, fantastic. Does that mean you're going to, you know, that you can't operate any better or any worse? It's bullshit. You know, your partner is either, look, it's what you want to put up with or not. But what people do is they might have the most amazing partner, the most amazing coach, the most amazing family, the most amazing whatever. But if they're not in their truth, if they're not in their right mindset, if they're not being able to see the magic, then it all just falls away. And then you've got a choice. You've got a choice to awaken to it and grow from it. The person that is probably not getting appreciated, you've got a choice as well. And your choice is either to be able to grow from it and you know, be able to flourish and blossom and so on and so forth, or, you know, you've really got, you know, really comes to that perspective of where you want to be and how you're going to be able to grow yourself at the same time. So what I say to you guys as well, if you're finding that you're having a little bit of sticky points in your life, if you're finding that you're having a little bit of resistance with some things, if you're finding that, well, you know what, I'm not getting the results, these aren't feeling right, then don't worry about any external representations or any external understandings. I want you to start focusing on yourself. How can I be more in my truth in all my life areas? Yeah, because what happens is people will chase. They want the result. They want the body. They want the money. They want the partner. They want the relationship. They want the intimacy. They want the sex. They want the materialistic things. But at the end of the day, that is through their limiting belief. That is through their perception of the world. That is through their model of the world. But it's truly not what they don't want, because they aren't practicing and constantly focusing on the truth. What actually fills me up? What actually do I want? Why do I want this? What is going to give me the feelings that I'm going to connect with? And the more that you can connect with it, the more that you connect with, you know, who you truly are and what you want to be, the more that you'll be able to have, you know, you'll be able to connect with, you know, the true core of yourself. Just give me a sec, guys. So once you can keep connecting with, okay, this is my truth, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to get there, because you simply see it. You see people that create wealth, businesses, significance, and at the end of the day, it's not their truth. They're using it as a band-aid. They're using it as significance. They're using it as power. It's a power trip. So the more money, the more connections, however big, you know, how many stars they got around their name, and how many lights, it comes down to the connection. But where these people fail, when they are faced with a truth maker, when they are faced with someone that can see through their bullshit, they will crumble, they will feel threatened, and they will fall. Yeah, and I've seen it so many times that these people that are confronted with that is, firstly, that this other person doesn't even have to say or do much, but these people, it's like a cross to a vampire. They will feel threatened because they go, you know what, this person has got the potential to take me down, this person has got the potential and can see through my bullshit, and wow, do you know what I'm saying? And you see this all the time. I remember when I was very insecure. I remember when I wasn't in my power. I remember when I was living a lie. That my last thing that I wanted was that I wanted any strong people around me. I wanted, you know, the people, the fat person, and I wanted the broke person, and I wanted the, you know, the unintelligent person, the ugly person. I wanted all those people to be around me because I thought it made me look better. Yeah, I thought I wanted people that they didn't want to talk back. I wanted more followers. I wanted people to bow down to me. I wanted people to be a doormat. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. That's when I was fucked up. That's when I was insecure. That's when I was a bully, and that's when I was nowhere in my power. Now I want people better than me around me so we can all grow together. You know, you can link arms with these people and you can say, hey, let's grow together. Let's become who we need to become. And that's why I look to my left, look to my right, and it's great having these soldiers around you, having these amazing men, amazing women. And that's what it's about, creating that environment of people that are, you know, that are going to be able to take themselves to the next level. People that you give a little bit to, and then, you know, they've got that. It's leaders creating leaders. And, you know, and now it's just like, that's what you want. You want people around there. You want people that have got, you know, a strong, powerful, honest. And that's what it's about. Not that people are weak, not people that are broken and all stuff like that. You want to have amazing people that just need a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a kick in the right direction. And once they get that kick, they're off they go. And that's, my friends, that's what it's about. That's how magic is created. And that's something that I live by. You know, it's that leaders creating leaders to lead others, and I'll always live by that. So take care. I'm going to park my wheels here. And just let me park the car quickly. There you go, you get a free live driving lesson. So have an amazing day, guys. Live in your truth, and your truth can be seen, it can be complex, that it can actually be cloaked in so many ways. When you ask yourself the right questions, why am I doing this? How am I going to get there? Am I actually living in my truth? Is what I'm connecting with? That's what I miss, my own magic. And get it back and start rocking that. So that's really it comes down to. You know when you're in your truth. You know when things feel right. You know what you're doing is because You need to move bits of the puzzle around. Yeah, you're going to have, it's like a chess player. This doesn't feel right. You know, you have a few moves. Okay, look, this piece of the chess puzzle doesn't suit me. Okay, boom, you need to get rid of it. Yeah, and you understand that. Nice parking. So, you know, you really need to have that perspective of, you know, being able to move around and just be able to, okay, cool, this doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel right. And look, you want it, because I'm underneath here. What I was saying is that you want to be able to give people the opportunity. You want to be able to lead people and say, well, look, I'm being honest with you, this doesn't feel right. You know, and then people can either say, well, okay, great, yep, all right, look, this is where I'm at, this is where you're at, let's meet halfway and find it. I find that when you give people an understanding and say, hey, look, this is just not working right, it's not feeling right, and when they go, okay, yeah, no worries, and go and just leave just like that, what that shows me is that people aren't, you know, they don't want to rectify. They're not going to fight for the relationship. They're not going to fight for the friendship. They're not going to fight for it, because at the end of the day, they don't really want it. They're too cowardly to say, well, look, I just don't want to be a part of this, or I'm just using you, or, you know, whatever it is, or I'm not in my integrity, or I'm just a bullshit artist. They don't have enough integrity. They don't have enough power. They don't have enough balls to say that. So because people aren't in their truth, when you say, well, look, this is not working, rah, 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 because remember, people can write anything, they can say anything, their words do not mean everything, their actions mean everything. So what I will say to you people, if you want... All right, so the internet's cutting out a little bit. What I will say is...